He has incredible numbers despite
this guy hitting third. It's like Robbie Grossman hitting third. What in the world? But strike one. And now up here to Baltimore. 1 ball, 1 strike on goal. 1-1 from Bradish. Outside ball 2.
Well, as part of his discipline is he won't eat it up.
34-year-old journeyman takes strike 2.
Now he went up.
The hard stuff to run the count. 4
Counts. This is the first one of the many that they should get during this.
So guys that will grind out counts like this. On a 3-2, Grossman fouls Barrett. His crew with the crew chief Alfonso Marquez at second. Giving Texas its first base runner of the day this year, Adolis Garcia. And this is what he does. Hit another one on Wednesday in Tampa. Fouls this one off, and it's
when does he start breaking in the curveball that gives a little bit more top to bottom?
Bradish deals outside with a fastball. His 1-2 to Garcia is cut on and missed. Up and had a great time. On an 0-2 pitch here. 2 up and 2 down.
Table. And I think this year all eyes are going to be on these number 1 and number 2 seats for those teams coming in other than travel.
But John, a
guy like him and Cedric Mullins. And I know we'll get into it later direction, so I'm glad for them and this whole organization. It's lose and lose bad for a long time, and the Orioles a lot of in a different direction, so I'm glad for them and this whole organization. It's
Santander on 2-1. Great. Anthony
You're sitting at home going, what's the big deal about? See the crowd on a 2-out hit in the
career in the postseason. Just 3 innings in relief last year. He misses inside, ball 1 on
rallies and not many runs going on the board.
Got the call there. His 1-1 swung on and missed. The left-hander's 1-2 pitch is inside, and the count evens up on Mountainers
on the year. His splits are pretty high.
Yeah, there's another 2-2 and another foul ball. Stolen base success rate ever. Will teams push the envelope with that? Heaney, Ryan Mountcastle takes ball 3. Count goes full. Runner will get ahead. There goes Santander. 3-2 fouled off. Mountcastle's one of those. But a few days to get that shoulder rested. On the 9th pitch, Mountcastle. Josh Young's got it. Texas very steady to find. And he came up at a time where the Rangers really need a guy that just turned 21 and just got to the major leagues.
When I see certain notes, it's for a young player to have it, and somebody talked to him about it, and he said, it's not something I practice. 14 days, only 9% chase in the last 14 days.
And worked it so many times and has done so a bunch since getting to the major.
Go up, and there's definitely going to be an improvement, which is already
skinny. Strike 1 from Bradish, and for more,
who also is eager to add the pitch. Both starters wanted something to keep
with on this 1-1 to Heim. It is a curve, the check swing foul.
Get a swing and a miss. Heim's pretty good at not chasing a fastball down.
Has been for a while. Has added the offense to it this year. There's that high fastball. Ball 1 on Nathaniel Lowe. So when you're a pitcher in the
poker in totality and go away from throwing your breaking ball against a really, for the most part, you impart your way and your will and throwing strikes.
1-0 to Nathaniel Lowe. Shot foul. Hitter for most of the year, John, but he hit 160 in September, and now he's hitting 7.
That is just slow enough that you do him a favor if you have
K already.
That's why in this game, Joe, the information ball, he has to make you adjust, meaning he will be the determining factor.
Not exposing it. Here's strike 1 on Josh Young. All-star as a rookie.
He's going to get better and cut those down.
9th pitch.
Right now he's got a facing a
0-2. Strikes out the side. Likely rookie of the year right here, Gunnar Henderson. Left-hander against left-hander. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. And John, I know people, including this guy here, just 22 years old, started the season as game. On this 3-1, Henderson fouls it off, and the count is full. Rookie of the year. Gunnar was drafted in the 2nd round in 2019. On this 3-2, Henderson golfs one down the line. Orioles have made it back. The primary way the Orioles have made it back has been by Bushman and Henderson. Henderson down on a high fastball. Came up late. Jordan Westburg, who's going to bat in this inning, has been overshadowed by the other.
A long journey to get here. A lot of hoping that one day. But they had enough, and they're just doing the things they have to do to now.
Right at this point. Lowe is there to catch it. Had rediscovered their form here in Baltimore. Strike on Jordan Westburg.
Go over how many people could never predict have the best record. That tip of the cap.
Westburg, and it's Garcia to stab it in front of the center fielder. He says, I'm the captain. Cody Taveras. 9-1-2 in the Rangers order. There's ball one. This is of overriding every other factor in the series. When they're not.
But they lost that game 1-0. Really didn't.
In August, they had an 8-game third. Slicing the line drive to center field. Mullins is there. Never seen anything like this when it comes to streakiness.
No, and the bottom of the order is punch.
Back to the top, and Simeon, who ducks out of the way of ball one. Term contract. When ball one struck 2 season when they got him and Seager that same day. Home of the 2-2. A fastball fouled off. That thing moves like quick. On 2-2. Henderson. 2 up, 2 down. His first one to Corey Seager is outside.
Well, you don't like that at all.
Ball and a strike.
And this
on this 1-1 pitch, Seager takes a curve inside, and if it's not
dividend
on that sinker, the second base for Jordan West
in a really tough spot. Mechanically right now in their
all season by groin injury, multiple IL stints because of that. But all of that was putting together the first 30 home run, 30 stolen base season. On this 1-2, Mullins takes outside, and it's 2-2.
He pitches.
Did Heaney. And he still was a bit of a surprise that he was the game 3 starter, not Dane Dunning, who allowed.
And that's Dunning and Heaney because of the injuries in the play.
Another payoff. Got in on him, and shallow center field, and Jacob deGrom. The trade for Scherzer at the deadline. He pitched. One gone in the third. Ramon Urias to
point.
Young. Gates and had that huge lead, and so the Orioles just had to keep on coming. But there were 6.5 seasons since 1980 as Austin Hayes takes a strike.
Well, we talked about them and the best record. And I think that moment.
But again, Young is there. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Inman, pitching really well.
Well, the guy that's making the most impact, at least from an effect.
The only guy that's gotten a hit against him, Robbie Grossman, fouls off the first pitch. Fired by Bradish since.
You just saw the battling with runners on base.
Here it comes with an 0-2.
A batter like your last. You can't do that in the regular season. So get the first hitter out. And if you can get cleaner innings, it's more than likely.
2-2 to Grossman.
The unbelievable new wall they have in left field. And why do I say that? Because they pitch a long way to the pull side.
Adolis Garcia fouls it off.
And by philosophy, and it's shocking when you came in here and saw it for the
active pitchers when you're looking at free agents. The double
beats the barrel of the bat to the fastball. That's what you talked about them doing.
21-year-old's in the middle of it again. Honestly, won a little more than a month ago. Had to tear through the wild card.
Can we say youth of 21, and he's playing the game.
The experience. Strike one and a high fastball to Jonah Heim. Allen's throw goes into second, and it's 2-0.
Percent scored first, which was 5th best. They did it in 56%. Call it the crooked inning because they can put up 3 runs or more.
It's a lot anyway you slice it, huh? It's when they get going. Look out. 1-1 strike on Nathaniel Lowe. And prospect. Bradish is 1-1. Lowe swings through it 1-2. Active pitchers, and you're looking at the second with
with it.
Go with it. Is low, chops one through the right side. And it can come at you fast against this Rangers.
Time around. Here's the curveball, and he is able to stay on top, get the top half of that ball. Thought we'd see a lot more fastballs that we talked about early because Lowe was getting beat up with fastballs.
In the AL, the Twins finally winning a postseason series, taking on the defending champ. 2 out, 1 out. Young sends a fly ball to right field for Hicks.
Good. So many close games, and they grind out the game after game. Timing might be the best thing he's got going because as the year went on, his bullpen.
Leody Taveras hit it hard his first time, but it was caught in center. Takes a strike. And for the most. Here you go again, going out on a limb with one of those stats and
position players. That's how much we beat up the other team, and then of course
on this 1-1 pitch, given the wave. Hayes has a good arm. Late stop sign.
Well, with 2 outs, you think you get the Hayes, and to play left field in this ballpark, you've got to be in.
Big spot in this game. Simeon swings and misses at a sharp slide. On an 0-1, Simeon takes high and runs more than 100 this year.
Just a little bit up on that 2-seam foul. Really good slider if he wants away on the plate. Simeon, that's one of his using part. Because if you're out there reading the swing, you go, well, maybe I should go back to a
hype as there was around Rutschman. For a guy to be able to live up to it and even
good up the middle. And he's behind all of it. Crossel with him in the lineup.
Santander takes a strike. Oklahoma City turning into a big part of the story today.
Yeah, that wall had something to do with it. I'm convinced that wall we talked about being left-handed and the right-handed in, get a little wild, get back in the count, frustrating a team that had that time off. That's
Heaney, a former 9th overall pick of the draft 11 years ago, the Marlins last year with the Dodgers. Parlayed that into the 2-year
between the two pitchers. Heaney has only induced 3 swing and misses, so it's
grounded out his first all the way to the wall. Santander busted around double, and it's 2-1.
When you job of being aggressive early and hooking it down the line. Huge moment for the Orioles in their first
and Mountcastle. You know, before there was Adley Rutschman, before there was Gunnar Henderson. Here, I've hit pretty well. What about me? Dane Dunning begins to warm and is going
from home plate. The throws for outfielders are longer. Base runners can take.
You said look out for on the first pitch.
Yeah.
Took it in the dirt.
And that was fair for Gunnar Henderson, who from left-handed pitching has had his struggles this year.
Hitters can take 1 timeout during each at-bat. On this 1-0 pitch, Henderson takes ball 2-0. Carter's on, and it's good.
And that's why, again, if you're going to play those kind of close games, you have to do right now. They were the best in baseball with 2 outs.
Aaron Hicks stays in there, but flips around to the left second. That's Mountcastle. Hicks pops it foul. Now is hardly playing anymore with the Yankees. They cut him loose. The Orioles.
A little bit of a problem.
This Orioles team with a bunch of postseason experience. 30 games when he was 2-1 from Dunning. Hicks is out in front. And it's 2-2.
He'll throw.
3.70 ERA. Lifesaver for this rotation. Time comes the 3-2. Hicks' view of it. Takes ball 4.
Was upset for about 24 hours when they made all those moves and added those pitchers. What is that?
Injury that opened the door for Dunning to move into the rotation. Now this postseason, get the best 5G coverage in the game. Be in play. So 2 on and 2 out. And a guy. He's ahead 2-0. It's a guy who hit above 300. On a 2-0 pitch, Frazier swings and misses. That sinker moves 1 from Dunning. Frazier spotted, and then players are wearing on field during the postseason. Check out the largest selection. This is loaded jam without further damage in that 4th inning. Stays in to face Corey Seager. We won.
Look, everybody's past the early good or get ahead or have an early kind of.
Speaking of studs, Corey Seager's up there lead on this 1-2. Seager takes high. Count evens up. How has changed since 2-2 to Seager. Outside full count. 3-2 to Seager. Urias has no play.
Seager, you can't. Right, left, hits over 300. Every month hits over 300 just a
string missed time late with a thumb sprain. High. He only missed 10 days, and so that has lingered some, and he's still runs. Leading the league in doubles, even though he winds up missing about 14.
We all get it, but they were beat up offensively and on the mound. Their third base.
0-2 to Grossman is in there for strike 3.
Well, that's that two-seamer. Man, oh man. What
one out for Adolis Garcia. He's gone after that pitch. For swing and a miss. 1-1.
As a pitcher, as excited as you get about the shadows, you still have to execute your pitch.
That's a good take right there.
He's a little less on plane. He crushes.
30 years old in his third full year, just keeps on getting.
If he's going to go back to the breaking ball, you really want it off the plate. He won't chase fast.
2. It is a breaking.
That if he can throw it again and start it on the plate with that same break. And
played off a couple tough ones on 3-2. He swings through one that was hung.
But if you've got great break, you can get away with that.
The bullpen goes to work in a 2-1 game in game 1. 2-0 pitch in there for a strike. His first year in Baltimore. That is fouled straight back, and on a 2-2 pitch, Carter takes ball 3.
Obviously, and the Texas Rangers are so comfortable getting to 3 ball counts.
On this payoff that Carter takes for ball 4. Wow.
Rangers.
And Jonah Heim, who's hitting .375 this year with runners. All-star catcher Jonah Heim go to second and end the inning. Series 2-1. Rangers in front. Cedric Mullins takes inside. Simo popped out to short his first time. Takes a strike here. 1-1. Missed his spot there. 2-2. Bullpen continues to go. Bradford gets loose. 2-2 to Mullins with Carter, who's got it. In the rocking chair on a Saturday afternoon here in Bruce Bochy.
A little different Bruce Bochy team, meaning he relied on some horses for most of.
Tired. The Rangers pulled him out of retirement. Here's a soft bouncer off of the bat of Urias. Gone in this 5th inning. Top of the order in Austin Hayes.
How big every situation, and you can tell that he was the right man.
The third, Young's got this one to second, one to first. Dumped all those guys on the waivers, and Orioles one of the teams that benefited from
right-handed hitters.
Josh Young takes that fastball for a strike. Excellent in his first month, but shaky down the stretch. When you have Young hitting 8th. On the track, at the wall, it's
was the one of the Rangers rolling before he got hurt. Missed a long
L this year. Leody Taveras takes a ball
for 6.
List to finish the year. Postseason. Now, I don't know if we've talked enough, John, about on to St. Pete and keep on playing instead of getting a week off.
Resilient, because that's the only words you can come up with. They lose the first 2 games. A lot of things happened that made it now lost 1-0. That's an array of emotions that would cripple
days this year. I mean, it was from the start of the season until now. That's also reason why they're optimistic about where they're at. Rings.
Capable of doing when you have to use that many pieces to be successful, and then resources. And right now Webb has not found the strike zone on a consistent.
Taveras at first. 2-0 comes home. That's ball 3 on Simeon, who's the only swings. Back to first goes Taveras. Seager coming up, and it will. And the home run from Josh Young. 3-1. They've got the lead in game 1. Corey Seager swings and misses at DL Hall's first pitch. Fast for first-round pick 2017. Made it to the majors last year. Strong Orioles in the bullpen that they feel good about. You've touched on it, but they no longer have the mount to the 9th with Bautista. Game over. They got to figure out the 9th inning now.
And factor, it's that leverage.
3-2 on Seager.
They're going to fear the starting staff and the bullpen of the Orioles.
comparison, the bullpen is the biggest gap between the teams.
Right. Hoffman into Baltimore.
Seager takes the walk. Everybody in the AL as well. Hall comes home. Grossman fights it off foul. 3-1 game, 6th inning. Grossman takes a little low.
Kind of out of the game, right? They've been so electric, so on fire from the last rally, because what they can do, as we talked about, they can separate.
On this 2-1, Grossman didn't want to, but right here, they led the majors and comeback wins this year. One of the best teams in. His wonderful rookie season continues here in October. Bradley Rutschman the leadoff. He's 0 for 2 today. To keep it strike one from Day and Dunning combining.
Yeah, they've done a great job to pen. The longer, the more outs that Dunning can get, the shorter the game. Orioles has got to make it as tough as possible right here by creating some havoc for him.
As you're touching on the field. Goodbye! This season, Santander hits his first of the postseason, and it's a 3.
Problem is they can't match him.
Mountcastle. It didn't look like he was ever going to get to. Seeing it on the other side. Harris, not only does he stick around and struggle mightily, is going to come in to try and give him the platoon advantage. Henderson 0 for 2 in his postseason debut. He takes a change, a minimum of 3 hitters. Back-to-back breaking pitches. 11-year veteran Will Smith home with an 0-2. Another breaking pitch. This one missed. His 1-2 in the dirt.
Played, it would lock up Gunnar Henderson, but he's going to go. It feels like he's got that.
On 2-2. Goes back to it. Strikes him out there after 6 innings in game 1. It's a 1-run game. Goes after DL Hall's first pitch. Dumps it back foul. Garcia's won the league in home runs. Second in the league in runs knocked in.
Pull out more than not, right? They just don't. And
looking at these two teams head to head. Swing and a miss. Hall strikes out.
Inside. You know, there's all kinds of.
Evan Carter has reached all 3 times and is reaching 10 of his.
And you feel like when you're in these all those one possession, you know, games last year, and then this year it hasn't turned out so well. The uniform that they're wearing, they're together.
2-2 to Carter. He grounds one right side. Backhand Mountcastle. Race to the bat.
Receive a bullet. I mean, a throw that's on the move. You got to see the bat. That play can go awry quick.
On the move, Austin Hayes with it. The rookie Josh Young. The difference in this game, his home run has the Rangers in 100 games. These clubs 2-0 on hits.
Every game, I feel.
2-0. Ball. Leadoff walk.
They feel like.
Joe, how are you? Just a reminder, game 1 of the Astros and Twins series will begin in about.
Yes, in 5.
Chaotic moment. They had to learn. You don't have time to slow the game down. The game is going to be, because if you're not, the game can get away from you.
You pitched in 41 postseason. 2-0. Frazier takes ball 3 in the walls. Strike 1. On his, not going. 3-2.
And it was good that he didn't.
Payoff. Popsy has got it located.
Balls. Looking at first and second, nobody out.
Ahead run at the plate. And he just on this 0-1. Mullins takes upstairs.
I mean, he's had some.
1-1. Fouled off 1 and 2. Came over from Milwaukee and went to AAA. The 1-2 pitch. Got him to chase a back foot breaking
ball. He starts it on the inner part of the plate, and
Urias, and it's one of the big stories for the Orioles this season. This is Ryan's new life, different guy. This is a guy who's hitting about 2 a chance, and he has turned into a fan favorite, one of the best. Tim Hicks, he's still at first. O'Hearn takes ball 1. I hear O'Hearn. On this 1-0 pitch.
And this is not exactly runners in scoring position, of course, with a runner on first, but
1-2 on O'Hearn. His 1-2, very high. Head run at the plate. Ryan O'Hearn pinch hitting. Tired him in order. For every time. 3-2, 8th inning. D.L. Hall stays spot and plays short. And Henderson moves over to third. 1st inning. Hall has pitched well
for Baltimore here. Another one-run game.
Swing and a miss on the high fastball. Third baseman Hall gets a good hand after his postseason debut. Josh Young, the difference in this game, his home run, his last touch as well, went down to AAA, but he's come up at the end of the year in the bullpen and is stuck. First one from Wells is hit foul.
This is one of the guys.
Midnight sometimes said he'd come in here at 6 a.m. if the place was unlocked. Ken Rosenthal.
Well, Josh Young fell in love with the history of baseball when he was 10 years.
Number 5 tributes all around the stadium and the clubhouse. Where's with an 0-2 pitch. Got him with a fastball. To the bottom of the best of 5 game 1. First one from Chapman is a little bit outside, ball 1. 100 against. 1-0 to Hayes. Outside for Ray the last month and a half. His 2-0 is downstairs.
Seeing a little wrinkle in his legs. Are doing a little bit different in the stretch, kind of a little bit.
Between 2 teams that lost more than 100 games 2 years ago at the plate.
Well, through 7 straight balls, and now Chapman has thrown 5 straight at the top of the order.
Get out of that inning. Can Chapman find it?
Sometimes all you need is that first strike. He gets his chest to it, but the spin and the velocity.
Nobody out 8th inning. Adley Rutschman takes ball 3. Plate with the game on the line. He's aboard with the game.
To give the free passes. And that's a
run at second. Go ahead, run at first. Strike 1. It goes to second 1. It turns. 2 gone in the 8th. Mountcastle takes in the dirt. On this 1-1, Mountcastle takes low for ball 2. The 2-1. 2-2 unrupted in the first round in 2015. Spotlight finds him. Chapman to the plate. Mountcastle swings and 3-2. Does Chapman get out of that inning? Josh Young and Frazier coming up. Play against Leclerc.
The Rangers have struck out.
Power. Is it starting pitch? Yeah, it's a little bit of all of that, but 85% of the time. And so far this postseason, 5-0 when you hit. Today, that home run margin, overcoming that with a home run and a few more extra bases.
He got that swinging the other way base hit.
Postseason. He led the Dodgers to the World Series. 8 home runs, 20 in Arlington. Now there's a 1 from
Park, which hasn't seen playoff baseball of their team.
Right. And they were in the postseason. Seager on 1-2 takes in the dirt. Home run against Bailey Ober. 2-2. Ball 3 enters the Astros. Just low. 3-0. Robbie Grossman chops it along third and low the division. And having to make that long and quiet. With that win in the wild card series.
Like every series he won with the teams he had in San Francisco were games.
0-2 to Grossman is perfect. And Grossman. 2 gone. Garcia. Strike 1 from Perez. The Rangers are the first team in baseball. Yes, Baltimore. There's hope. Had this year,
but their most dominant pitcher.
Just a little bit low. To the powerful Adolis Garcia is cut on and miss. Coming up against Leclerc.
Area.
Orioles down a run.
Hitting slider And the release point is key to it. And the opponent's just 7 for all that room to center and left center. We'll see. Foot.
First pitch of the ninth is downstairs.
But that's a changeup. They have gotten all their hits.
Winning run at the plate in the form of Aaron Hicks. In there and high. Henderson at first does have some speed and has stolen 10 back. 1-0. Throw down to first on 2-0. Hicks pulls a rocket foul. There goes Henderson. Throw from Heim.
Yep.
Aggressive on the bases all year. And strike 3 on Hicks. And just like 3, Baltimore 2.